Alright, here we are with some unfortunate Tekken 8 news yet again. Um, if you don't know, Tekken 8 is now, on top of all the microtransactions that have been added, it is now getting a battle pass. So let me give you a quick rundown of the story real quick. Obviously this is a fighting game channel, I play fighting games, and you know, the new generation of fighting games started in June with Street Fighter 6. June of last year. So a few weeks before that game came out, I made a video talking about microtransactions in Street Fighter 6. And I got a lot of hate for it because I was talking about microtransactions in a game that wasn't even out yet. We didn't even know if the game was going to have microtransactions. I was just going off of what games are nowadays, you know, following the trend of new games, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Turns out I was correct, and that game had pretty bad problems with microtransactions. Guess what? I did the same thing for Mortal Kombat. I got hate for it. I turned out to be correct. I did the same thing for Tekken 8. I got hate for it. I turned out to be correct. When the Tekken 8 shop came out, I made a video complaining about the Tekken 8 shop. I got flamed for it. And guess what? Here I am again. I'm correct. Yet again. I don't like being that guy, right? But if you saw the comments I got on that video, people were defending the microtransactions, simply saying they're cosmetic. If you don't want it, don't buy it. And I had to remove a lot of comments in that video because I wish some of them were as simple as that. Some of them were very horrible. So, yeah. But they're still up. Some of those comments are still up. You can look at them and see the people that were defending these pretty much. And yeah, I mean, just know that there were a lot more people defending them, but I had to remove a lot of them because they were pretty bad. But, yeah, people are defending microtransactions in Tekken 8. Well, guess what? Here we are, about a month later, and I was correct yet again. They're going to keep inching forward more and more to get more and more of your money because, oh, it's cosmetic. Here is why I think cosmetic microtransactions harm video games as a whole. So, as you know, last week Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, and I actually made a video defending the microtransactions in that game because they gave you items that you could only get in the early game, like, or you could get in the early game, my bad. So, all the items that they sold in Dragon's Dogma 2, you could get within the first 1 to 3 hours of playing the game. So they weren't really that big of a deal. And in my opinion, that is less harmful than cosmetic microtransactions. Because a lot of people choose to ignore the fact that cosmetic microtransactions have literally changed the way games are made. Games used to be made with crazy unlockables. Fun things you can do, fun challenges, hard challenges you can do. And you would get rewarded with skins and all this stuff. Nowadays, games aren't made with unlockables. They're made with, how can we get the player to purchase this item? That's what they're made with. Unlockables are gone nowadays, and now they're just replaced with microtransaction cosmetics. And that's why I believe cosmetics are more painful to gaming than you believe they are. You think, oh, they're just cosmetics, so they don't change the game at all. But in reality, they changed the game before you even knew what it was. Because, again, Tekken 8 shop, Tekken 8 was made with the shop in mind, right? It was made from the very beginning to have this shop. It was made from the beginning to have this battle pass. And you think, oh, they're just cosmetic, so they don't harm the game. But they harmed the game before the game was even out. Because the game was designed with these things in mind. And because of that, guess what? The Tekken 8 customization being worse than Tekken 7 was not just some coincidence. It was worse than Tekken 7's because they were locking everything behind microtransactions. You just didn't know it at the time because they weren't in the game yet. But again, they harm the game. They harm every game they're in. The only games they don't harm are free games. But the problem is that Fortnite is one of the most popular games to ever exist. And because of that, it literally changed the norm. The standard of the industry became, oh, let's put microtransactions in our game. That used to not be the standard before. but Fortnite made it the standard. And the reason it was okay in Fortnite is because it's a free game. But now, we have Tekken 8. And people really went hard to defending this game in my last video, but can you keep defending these microtransactions? Can you keep doing it after this? Let's recap what's in Tekken 8. So, Tekken 8 now has a $70 price point. The game is $70. The Season Pass is the most expensive Season Pass in a Tekken game, while also having the least amount of content in a Season Pass for a fighting game ever. And people were defending this Season Pass in my last video, saying you don't get to decide what makes the Season Pass worth it or not. The Season Pass is $40, and it gives you 4 characters and 0 stages. It is the most expensive Season Pass in Tekken history, and it also has the least amount of content in fighting game history for a Season Pass. $70 game. $40 Season Pass. Then they add a shop where each skin costs you $5 each. Now they are adding a battle pass, a paid battle pass. So can you keep defending this game? Again, I really like this game. I think this game is super fun. But this post-launch support is garbage. And here's the thing. A lot of people's defenses were, for the Tekken shop, their defenses were, they said that the money is going directly into supporting the game and making the game better. That's what they said, and they did say that. However, the only example they gave was that they are adding free updates to the story mode. They are expanding the story mode. And here's the thing, if you want to use that as a defense, you can. But I cannot use it as a defense, because I don't care about the story mode. 95% of my playtime is just playing the game online. I play the game online and that's it. That's all I do. I play the game strictly to get better at the game. So, what's in it for me? If I buy these microtransactions and I'm supporting the game, what's in it for a player like me? They haven't said anything. We don't even know if the game is getting extra stages, because there's no stages in the Season Pass, so they never said nothing about that. So again, the game is going to get free updates, but as far as we know, it's only the story mode. And if you want to use that as a defense for the microtransactions, you can. But I can't, because like I said, I don't care about the story mode. I'll play it maybe one time and that's it, and I'll just never think about it again. So, yeah, what's in it for me if I were to buy these microtransactions, which best believe I am not buying any microtransactions. I'm not even buying the DLC characters unless they add a character that is strictly aimed towards me specifically. If they add a character that is like, I'm all in, then I'll buy the character. But I'm not even buying the Season Pass. I'm not buying any microtransactions. I'm not buying the Battle Pass. So again, you can use that defense that, they're going to add free story mode updates, but then what about people like me, who I care about the competitive side of the game more? They aren't even banning players for rage quitting. You know, they're taking their sweet old time, as they talked about in the Tekken talk. They banned a few people a few days ago, and then they're going to continue their bans next month. What do you mean you're going to continue your bans next month? You should be banning people every single day. The game should have an... I don't know. I don't know. On top of that, you don't even get... Like, they can't even give you wins for people rage quitting. You know, they don't really care about the cheater side of the game too much. You know, they're trying, but it seems like they put no thought into it, and they really only are now starting to do something about the cheaters when, like, it feels like when the game came out, they were not expecting to have a cheater problem, so they just didn't care. And now they're taking action after the game instead of being prepared before the game even came out. So, yeah. $70 game, $40 season pass with the least amount of content in a season pass for a fighting game ever, plus a Tekken shop with $5 costumes each, that they're going to continually add $5 costumes for the rest of time, and a battle pass, which we don't know the price for, but I'm going to assume it's $10, but that's what most battle passes are. So, yeah. I don't know how people can defend it now. It's a complete disaster. I really would like to see what people come up now with their defenses, because you know the last video was absolutely insane, the amount of people defending this, but now I don't think you can, because they're just adding more and more content that you have to pay for instead of adding more content to the game that everyone can enjoy. So yeah, I still like the game. I'm still going to play the game, but I'm not buying anything, literally anything, unless it's a guest character or someone that specifically caters to me, because Eddie ain't catering to me, so I don't care. Yeah, you know, like, subscribe, let me know how you feel about this, and yeah, I'm gonna upload some more fighting game content soon, just as I always have.